here, rotate this a tiny bit more, and then this one also a little bit more. Let's do that. Cool. Let's do it. All right. So, what's going on? What's going on? Let's do this. Sorry. Before I start the intro. What's going on, everyone? There we go. Now we're up and ready. We got all 3 lives going. So today I'm going to be doing the number 4 guard. Which one's that? Number 4 guard, or the 13 millimeter buzz cut taper fade. So we're going to be tightening up the temples right here, and then doing the back part as well, and then leaving all of this as the number 4 guard. So again, number 4 guard, buzz cut taper fade. So I'm actually going to start with the taper fade, and then we'll see what I do after that. But I'm going to start with the taper fade because it'll be a little bit easier. And let me not film without the light on. That'd be a good idea. Alex, good job. And then I'll go ahead and do the buzzing part toward the end. And then actually, I wanted to add at the end of the haircut, for the facial hair, for the beard, I'm actually going to go ahead and do a complete clean shaven. So including the mustache, including the beard, including the neck, completely clean shaven with the foil shaver, everything. So if you want to stay and watch me do that for the first time, probably since like high school, you can stay along. I think it'll be a fun little adventure. Roshith, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining. Let's go ahead and get started here, all right? I don't want to hold you guys up too long here. Let's move the camera out the way. There we go. Okay. So to get started with the taper fade, basically what a taper fade is just little half circles going like this, slightly higher, slightly higher, slightly higher, until you blend it into the existing length. So I'm just going to go in and do the same exact thing, starting with the trimmer, and then do both sides. It's relatively easy to do the taper fade on the sides, and then it gets really difficult toward the back because it requires you to bend your arms in crazy ways and fade at the same exact time. So if there wasn't anything in the back that I needed to touch up, it would be a much easier haircut. But because, you know, the taper fade involves doing the back as well, this is definitely more of a advanced haircut. So if anybody is interested in trying this out, I recommend having some experience before you go ahead and do it, as you'll see in today's live stream. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. So using the Glaker tools today, right? Glaker clipper and trimmer, they're like $40. You can get them off my Amazon storefront link, which should be here listed in the description or on my bio. Great quality stuff for a really good price. Let's go ahead and let's do it. Let's see if I can adjust the camera a little bit for you. One sec. This one needs a little bit of adjustment. One sec. Okay, there we go. Let's do it. Let's start with the left side. So we do like a little bit of a curved shape. Let's go up a little bit higher. Okay, that seems fine. Now we do the same thing on the left side, or the right side. Oops. How's that look? Not too shabby. Go a little bit higher over here. All right. Now we just go pretty much in sequential order with the guards until we're done. So it's, again, it's not the craziest in difficulty, only toward the back of the head. So now we're gonna go in, excuse me, let me crack my whole body a little bit, you know, leave a little something. Let me go in with the clippers now, using the no guard lever completely open. And I'm just gonna be going up about ½ inch, give or take, with a slight flick out motion, okay? We don't wanna keep it in there, otherwise it's gonna make the hard line really, really hard and tough to remove later on. So just a little bit of a flick out to make it nice and seamless. Okay, let's go right side. Okay, nice and easy. MA97 asks, are you gonna watch Spider-Man? Is there a new Spider-Man out? Or am I just a caveman? I guess, yeah, if there's a new Spider-Man out, shoot. I like Spider-Man. Okay, now let's go in with the number 1 guard. Same thing, lever is open, so we're gonna stay with the number 1 guard now, and the lever is gonna stay open, right? So we've got the number 1, lever open. Same thing, going up about ½ inch, just following the curvature that I just put in, okay? Still using a flick out motion. You don't wanna leave too much of a hard line, so keep it soft. Okay, let's go this side. Okay, how's that? Cool, let's go in, let's switch to the number 2 guard now. And this should be the, actually, it won't be the last guard, because I have to do the number 4 with the buzz cut. Let's go number 2 now. Let's go with the number 2 guard. Lever open, and just go up a little bit further. This should be relatively close to the existing length on the top part here. A little bit, yeah. Okay, that already is looking a lot better. Let's go in with the right side. All right. Yeah, you can see it's a relatively quicker haircut. Now all I need to do is just go back and fade the little bits of a hard line up in here. Blend that in a little bit better. And then that's the sides by the temples. Yeah, he said I said I just saw you cut your hair last week. Last week I was just doing a beard trim. I cut my hair every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks. I know it seems like it's a lot and it's fast, which maybe it is. But yeah, I cut my hair every 2 weeks. And then I do my facial hair live every week, pretty much. Kelsey, what's going on, Kelsey? ASMR. How do you do a taper? Are you doing a taper fade? Yes. Today's a taper fade. I just finished putting in the guidelines, and now I'm going to go ahead and start to blend everything in up in this temple area. And then I'll go over and do the back. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and start blending this in here. So this is with the trimmer, no guard lever open. I'm going to start with the no guard. I feel like I got a hair on my nose. Look at all this. Yeah. Sorry about that. Totally got a hair on my nose. Okay. We're going to go with the no guard lever halfway first, just to soften up this bottom line. And then I'll go in and close the lever completely, use the corners, use the flick out. And then if I need to, I'll go back to the trimmers and use the corners to flick them out as well. And then of course, I'll always go back and do detail work toward the end with the thinning shears to make it, even more of a blend. So let's start with the lever halfway, right about there. And let's go ahead and let's do this. So we're just softening up the bottom line. All right, little flick outs. Nothing crazy here, just soften it up. Okay, let's go this side. Okay, let's do this a little bit better here. All right, now let's close the lever. Close it all the way, right? Just like that. And then use the corners. This May or may not get rid of the line completely, but that's why we can always go back to the trimmers. Okay, that should be fine. Let me see what it looks like in the mirrors here. Okay. Let's use the trimmers really quick, see if this does anything. Just gonna use the corners and do an up and down motion, hitting the line. Okay, let's go with the half guard now. With the lever closed, let's go half guard, lever closed, and let's touch up the middle part right in here. Okay. Let me hit this bottom part again. Okay. There we go. Now let's jump over to the 1.5 guard and see if we can blend in the last little bit. Murodov, what's up, dude? Let's see. Alexander Zakharov. Hey man, I hope you will save this stream on YouTube channel. Yeah, remember every single live stream that I do is always saved. You know, I never delete any of the live streams. Everything is always automatically saved by YouTube and then just stored on my channel. So you just have to go to the playlist, or no, you just have to go to the live stream tab and then it should be right there already for you. Let's see. Alex, please make a video on the Lionel Messi beard style or the Randy Orton. Anything is fine. Randy Orton or Lionel Messi? Do they have the same type of beard style? Randy Orton. I think somebody asked me about that last week. Messi's is like normal though, pretty sure. He just does like a normal beard trim. Kelsey says, what number guards do you use for a taper? Honestly, I use the same exact guards for every fade. So anytime that I'm doing any type of fade, I use literally the same exact guards, using the same exact sequence, just a slightly different technique based on how I'm cutting, right? So I'll always use the same exact guards. The half guard, the 1.5 guard to fade, the half guard to fade, the 1 guard I'll go trimmer, no guard lever open, and then 1 guard lever open, 2 guard lever open, etc. Those are all the guidelines. And then I do, for the fading, half guard, lever closed, 1.5 closed. Like I pretty much do the same exact thing every single haircut whenever I give myself a fade. So I try not to change up the sequence too much, because then it would be confusing for you guys that are watching. So if you go to any of my self-haircut tutorials, you'll always see me using the same exact guards, the same exact sequence, just a slightly different technique depending on the type of hairstyle, right? So I try to keep it very consistent so that you guys can follow better. And again, if you need help understanding the guard sequences, I have in my self-haircut course, which is completely free, thanks to my brand Kouras. It's completely free. In the course, there's documents, there's videos, everything that you need is there to follow the sequences and all the different guard sequences that I use. So yeah, I highly recommend you check it out. It's literally in the description of my YouTube, of any YouTube video or live stream. It's at the bottom of the description. It's an unlisted free playlist. So all that's there. Again, thanks to Kouras, my hair brand, my scalp, my product brand, for sponsoring the course, making it free. Because it's usually $200, but now it's free. Okay, anyway, good question. Let's go in with the 1.5 guard now and hit up the last little portion right in here. Lever closed. That was it. Okay, I could do a little bit of detail work right here and here, but that's fine. Let's keep it going. Okay. You know, I think I could actually go a little bit higher on the left side here. The right side, I went a little bit higher. Could probably do the same thing here. Let's do that. Okay. Let me grab my thinning shears and let's see if I can work a little bit of a magic over here. Just blend it in a little bit better. Let's see. Sean, I did a burst fade. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? No, yeah, 2 weeks ago. I think it was, yeah, because that's when my hair is long. Yeah, I think I did a burst fade either 2 weeks ago or a month ago. I'm not too sure. D Verb, how you are not bald? How old are you? I am currently 30. Not sure why you're thinking that I should be bald by now. I don't know what that means. Let's see. I only know how to buzz cut. I want to try a taper fade, but I'm afraid to. Well, I mean, the one thing about a taper fade is that you could at least start with just doing the temples, right? Just like I'm doing. Like you already see, like I'm basically done. I'm just doing some detail work at this point. So the taper fade is actually pretty simple. You could just ignore doing the back if you really want to and just do the sides. Because you could be done in like 20 minutes, just like I am. It's the back that's always the most challenging. Okay, let's see. So let's go ahead, let's grab the thinning shears, right? Thinning shears here, you know they're thinning shears because they have the, was it around 30 or 32 teeth right in here. So that's a thinning shear. Normally you hold them with your pinky inside the pinky rest. What I like to do is something called the reverse thinning shear method, which is something that I've coined myself from cutting my hair for all these years. And I'll just go ahead and keep the solid blade attached to my skin, and then I'll go in and just cut wherever I see any bulky spots or hard lines within the faded area that I was already blending. So I'll pretty much just go through the entire area and just soften up the hard lines a bit more, make it look a little bit neater. And this is a great way for many of you guys as well to soften up the hard lines when you're cutting your own hair. It works really well. Where's my brush? Let's see. And then I'm also going to do like a lineup to blend everything in a little bit better. Okay, I think that's fine. A little bit right here. Okay, let's do the right side. What is that noise? I keep hearing something. Okay. Let's see. I think that's pretty good. So now comes the hardest part of the entire haircut. Clout Gangster says you should wax your whole head. Yeah, the requests are in. There's something else. Jones Middle, taper fade. Yes, we're doing a taper fade. Because every man start thinking at 20, you know, there are men who bald from 16. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, I've known some people that started balding in high school, but I wouldn't say the vast majority of people do, nor that it's like very common for most people, most guys to start balding super young. Okay, ready? Now we're gonna do the hardest part. So to do the back, again, I did a burst fade like a few weeks ago, something like that. A few weeks ago, I did a burst fade. So we're basically gonna do straight lines horizontally, starting here and then working our way slowly up. We're probably gonna stop it right around here, give or take. So we're gonna go here all the way up to around here by the bottom of the, by the occipital ridge on the back of my head. And then just try to blend it all as much as I can. I mean, there's a little bit of a shortness on the sides because of the burst fade, so it might not look as good because I did a burst fade recently, so the sides haven't really grown in as much right here versus in the back. My hair is a lot longer in the back here versus right in here, so it may or may not look the greatest. So let me, see if the number 4 guard, when I go ahead and buzz it at the end, if that kind of evens it out, helps a little bit. So we'll see. But yeah, I didn't, I guess, consider that. Yeah, I thought it would have already been long enough now, but I guess not. Okay, anyway, let's do this. So same exact steps. We're gonna take our trimmers, just like we did with the sides, take our trimmers, that's the first guideline. All right, we're doing a straight up, go horizontally on the back of the neck, and I'm just gonna go up about ½ an inch from the bottom here. So again, this is the hardest part out of any self haircut. This is probably the hardest part of any self haircut. Doing massive detail work toward the back of the bottom of your head, just because of how difficult it is to reach. So just giving you guys the forewarning. It's gonna be tough. All right, ready? Straight line. So again, I'm just going up about ½ an inch from the natural line. Let me brush this off. All right. Yeah, you can really see the difference in length right here now. Anyway, we'll do my best. I'll do my best. Let's rotate this a little bit. Hold on. The mirror needs to be rotated a tad, and the light is kind of in my way. So let's move this out the way a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. So there's that. Let's brush all the hair off. Okay. Now, same thing as the temple area. Just gonna grab my clippers, clean them off, and then for the next guideline, using the lever open, all right? Right, this is closed, lever open. Let's go in with the lever open and go up again about 1/2 inch from the bottom line here. As a matter of fact, I think I might need to debulk a little bit. Here, let's do this first because I think the hair is a little bit too long. Let's start to debulk with the number 4 guard. So before I do that, sorry, I know I thought I was gonna do that, but the hair's a little bit too long, so I'm gonna debulk first using the number 4 guard. Hopefully this is long enough, or short enough. There we go. It should help a little bit. Whole bunch of hair. There we go. Okay, now we can try it out. That should help a little bit. Sometimes when you're cutting your own hair, you will run into little dilemmas that you need to quickly be able to adjust and change your plan, right? And that's just one scenario, a good example for you guys to recognize when you should be adjusting and switching up and doing something a little bit different. Luke Benton says, why don't you invest in a good set of clippers instead of just rebuying poor quality ones? 1 second. Well, here's one. Photo shavers, these are like $150. Ready? Because I'm sure you don't watch my videos all the time, but otherwise you wouldn't have asked. $150 trimmers, and then like $200 clippers. So I have the $500 tools. I don't use them all the time because I'm trying to be relatable and showcasing to people that you don't need to break the bank in order to start learning how to cut your own hair. So yes, I have the $500 tools. But what I'm proving by using the $40 stuff is that you don't need $500 tools to give yourself good haircuts, right? I do it all the time. And as you said, using the cheap stuff or the poor stuff. These clippers and trimmers from Glaker have lasted me over 3 years now. So the fact that I've had these for 3 years and they're still working perfectly fine, you know, sounds like a good investment to me. All right, now let's continue. Vinny says, great comeback, buddy. Thanks, Vinny. All right, let's go in. no guard, lever open again, all right? Same thing that I was going to do before, should be a little bit better now. Okay. All right, this side. See how difficult it can be? That's just the beginning half. Yeah. Okay, so there's, let me see. I think it went a little bit lower on the other side, but it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. It'll all blend the same anyway. Now let's go with the number 1 guard. Lever open. So here with the number 1 guard now, lever open. Same exact thing, going up about ½ an inch, give or take. Yeah, it looks like the side here is closer to like a number 1 lever open, maybe number 2 guard. It's starting to blend in a little bit. Okay. Let me just wipe off my deck so I can see what I'm working with here. Okay, there's 1, 2. And then we can go with the number 2 guard now. Yeah, you can see it's like it kind of blends in right here with the 1 lever open to the burst fade from a few weeks ago. Yeah, definitely didn't think that part through too much. Yanis, what's up, dude? What's your best budget clipper? Probably these guys right here. These are the Glakers. You get a set of both the trimmer and the clipper together for around $40. You can get them here in the TikTok shop. I have them linked in my showcase on TikTok. Or you can get them on the Amazon storefront link, which is here on YouTube or Instagram. And I believe TikTok, it should have it as well. If not, just get it through the showcase. But these are what I use. I've had them for about 3 years and they work really well. So for $40, you get both clipper and trimmer. So it's a good deal. And, you know, for me, they've been working for a good enough time for me to actually recommend them, right? 3 years is a pretty long time. Right, I've had them since what, 2023? Okay. Next, let's grab the number 2 guard. This should be the last little bit of a guard here. Already did the 4 guard. Let's do the 2. So we're going number 2 guard with the lever open. Right? Let's do it. Same thing, roughly about 1/2 inch. It should start to blend in a little bit now. Let me just pick that up. Piece just fell off my shoulder. Okay. All right. Let's put the light back a little bit. Okay. Well, that definitely didn't help. Okay. So now all the guidelines are in. Let's go in and start to fade all the guidelines. Let's leave it like that. Okay, so now comes again one of the trickiest parts, and that is fading in hard lines in hard to reach places. A task that I am definitely suited for. Let's do it. So let's go ahead, let's grab the clippers. Again, this is why I think it's good for you guys to have the download that I made. And I separate my haircuts into like a few different parts. So I believe it's 3, right? So I have a guidelines part, I have a fade part, and then I have the detail part. I just finished the guideline part. Now I move on to the fade part, okay? No guard, lever halfway. We're gonna soften up the bottom line, all right? So let's go ahead, let's do that. Just a little bit of a flicking out. We're just softening up the bottom line. Nothing crazy here. Be very light on your hands. Okay, now let's close the lever, fix my mic, and continue. All right. No guard, lever closed now. Okay, this, we're just gonna flick out the rest of the bottom of the line. It should get rid of about 90-95% of it. Okay. So the first step was with the lever halfway, that softens it up, gets rid of about 50% of the line, and then we go back in with the lever closed now. That'll get rid of about 90-ish%. Maybe all of it. Okay, should be fine. Now I can go in with the half guard and go up and hit the next hard line. So let's grab this. Let's see, what other questions did I miss here? I think gold ones are good for barbers. Yeah, the Babylisses are definitely solid clippers and trimmers. You know, for the price that you're paying, I would hope so. Well said. If I ever do try to do a taper, I won't be doing the back. The back seems complicated. Well, it's definitely complicated. If you're unwilling to give it a shot, if you're inexperienced or afraid, forget it then. Yeah, just do a little lineup on the back and call it a day. And just do the temples. My barber gave me stay indoors for 2 weeks special haircut last week. That's funny. Life in 360 said, my barber gave me the stay indoors for 2 weeks special haircut last week. That's so funny. I'm sorry to hear that, man. You paid good money and they did you dirty. Rudy Med. Will this be turned into a YouTube video? Gonna need it in a couple weeks when my hair grows out again. Yeah, all of the live streams that I do are always saved on my YouTube channel. So you can always just go to my YouTube channel and just scroll over to the tab that says live streams, and then all the live streams are right there. So they're always saved. All right, let's go ahead, let's continue here. So we've got the half guard now. All right, remember we got hard line right in here, and then a hard line right in here, and then another one up here that I need to blend in when I do the rest of the top. So 1, 2, and then 3. So let's do the bottom one with the half guard, lever closed. Hold on, TikTok's always trying to make me do some puzzle to keep the live stream going. Okay. Okay. Next is the 1.5 guard going up to the next hard line. So let's grab 1.5. Let's do this. Yes, okay. So now we got the 1.5 lever closed. All right, we're gonna hit the next hard line right in here. Let's do it to it. Okay. Looks like there's a bit of a hard line. Did I miss a step or something? Let me see. Let me go back to the number 1 guard. Looks like I might have missed something. I don't know. The hard line's a little bit too much. Let's go back and let's try the number 1 guard. So here you can see there's a bit of something right here. I'm gonna go back in with the 1 guard. Let's try lever halfway first and see if that gets rid of that little bit. It should, or maybe the lever closed should do it. Yeah, let's go closed instead. It does. Okay. Let's go back to the 1.5 and do it one more time. Okay. So there's that. Yeah, so now there's just one bit of a hard line toward up here, which I believe I need to use the number 2 or the number 3 to get rid of. Let's go back with the number 4 guard. And let's do the number 4 all the way around now. Joel, how long have you been cutting your own hair? I'd say YouTube says an hour. So YouTube says it's just around an hour. I mean, plus, you know, remember, I'm doing a lot of teaching and talking at the same time. Okay, number 4 guard now. I'm gonna do the top part, I'm gonna do the sides, and then I'm gonna go back and do the back one more time. Let me go ahead and adjust this. Let's do that. Okay. So number 4 guard with the lever closed, right? We're gonna do the top and all that. This might take a minute or so. This is probably the most tedious part of any buzz cut. Just going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth a million times so that you make sure everything's the same length. Okay. That should be fine for the top. Let's do the back now. Let's do this. All right, now let's do the back. All right. Now let's do the back part. Okay. So that should be good. Everything, for the most part, should be right around the number 4 guard. Okay. All right, so there's just one little spot now that I need to clean up a little bit in the back. Okay. Just right here, I need to touch up this part here now. So let me figure it out. What guard do I need to use to blend that one in? All right, let's try maybe the number 2 guard. Maybe the number 2 guard closed. Let's give that one a go. Looks like it could work. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and do the number 2 guard, this time with the lever closed. This is again the part of the fade where it's more of a detail. So I'm just gonna blend in this hard line a little bit better. Hopefully this is the correct guard. And if not, I'll just use the thinning shears. Okay, that's good enough for now. What I'm gonna do instead, and this is again part of the detailing of the fade, is using my thinning shears. There we go. Now I can see much better. So let's grab the thinning shears, let's grab the comb, and let's just start blending in the back. Well, let me answer some of these questions before I go. Let's see. Akildesh, I think that says. Guard, no problem, and trimmer clutch. I'm not sure what that question is asking me. Hi, love your videos, and I cut my own hair too. Awesome. Is the 12 38mm guard a good guard for cutting the top and preserving the bangs? I already did what video was it that I that I tried using the number 12, number 16 guard, number 12. I did the 10 guard too, and they were just absolutely awful. I think it was the haircut that I cut all of my long hair. So right after the 1930s inspired haircut, I cut my hair a lot shorter for like a month or so. And in that live stream or that video is where I used the number 16 and the 12 and the 10, and I basically debunked the myth of those guards are actually trash. So please don't waste your money. I'm saving you the time and energy and the money by not buying that garbage. Anything over the number 8 guard, I've said this before and I'll say it once more. Anything over the number 8 guard, right, the 1-inch guard, is a false guard. It's a phony fake guard. They don't actually do anything. Right? The longer your hair gets, the more soft and floppy it gets. Anything past an inch, a guard just doesn't work. You have to use scissors. So hopefully that helps, because I literally debunked it in my self-haircut video a few months ago. And I was excited to try it out too. I had a feeling it was going to suck, and my feeling was correct. But I still wanted to do it anyway. All right, let's put this off to the side. Let's grab the comb and the thinning shears. So now I'm going to go in with the thinning shears over comb and go ahead and start to blend in the back a bit more. Okay, so nice and slow, just go in and begin blending in the hair. Yeah, this mirror is kind of like in my way. Let's do this side. Okay, how's that look? A little bit more back here. There we go. Sorry, I didn't rotate the camera. Okay, that looks much better now. And then now I can go in with the reverse thinning shear method. Yay asks, do you always do it yourself? Do you go to a barber sometimes? Yeah, man, I do it. I always do it myself. Literally every single 2 weeks, I'm making a video and cutting my hair. So yeah, I cut my hair every 2 weeks, and I've been doing that for the past 17 years. So yeah, I've only been in a barber shop Actually, I've only been in a barbershop in Greece and got my hair cut, and it was like €5. Otherwise, I've never actually gotten a haircut from a barber in the United States. Yeah, since I was, what, 13? Since I was 13 years old, 17 years ago. Toby says, I haven't sat in a barbershop in 20 years. Yeah, see, 17 years for me, 20 years for you. Exactly. You know, sometimes you don't need to. If you're good enough at cutting your own hair, why would you? Right? It gets costly over time, especially depending on location. Okay. So now this should be the finishing touches. So now I'm just going to use my thinning shears in reverse, right? Notice how my pinky is not in the pinky rest right here. Use the thinning shears in reverse and just detail a bit more of the back of my head. So let's just soften this up a bit here. Where's my brush? All right, let's do this side. I feel like I need to use the number 3 guard probably right here. Looks like there's a bit of bulk right here. Let me grab this. So real quick, I'm just gonna grab the number 3 guard because I see a little bit of bulk in this area. Let me see if this just softens it up a little bit. Let's see. Okay, that should be fine. Now let's go ahead and do the lineup. Let's see. Let's see. What was that question? What's the difference between a good haircut and a bad haircut? I think that's pretty subjective or objective. All right, so we're almost at the point where I can start shaving my face, but I have to do the lineup first. So let's do the lineup. Let me clean myself off. I'll do the lineup, and then I can jump over to the beard because I'm actually really excited to see what I look like underneath all this facial hair, including the mustache, which I haven't done in a very long time. Okay. So for the lineup, I'm gonna need my trimmers. I'm also gonna need my little scissors. So I'll grab these, Probably rotate this a tiny bit more, about there. So all I'm gonna do now is just go around the ear, do a straight line here, go around the ear, do a straight line here, and then I'll do the hairline going across, do the vertical bars going down, and then the C cup as well. So I'll start going around the ears first, and then make my way to the front. So let's do this. Where's my... Okay. Let me brush this off. Brush that off. There's that. Okay. Let's do the right side. Let's see here. Around the ear. I think that's the same on both. Let's see. So that one looks like that. And that one looks like that. Yeah, they're about the same. Cool. All right, so there you go. There's the right side. And then the left side. Now let me do the front. Where'd my scissors go? Here we go. For the hairline on the front, I'll just go ahead and use my brush, comb this all down. Okay, and then starting in the center, work my way over to the corners. One guy says to leave it. I gotta cut it a little bit, make it a little bit straighter. Okay. Yeah, one thing about my hair is that they start to curve quite a bit in this corner. So I have to try to like keep it straight before before it curves back. Stop curving back. Let's do this. Well, give me a sec. Let's try and use the thinning shears to hold the hair down a little bit. Ella, come on. Bravo. Now that looks better. Perfect. A little tidier, a little tidier, a little some. All right. Now let's do the vertical bars and the seat cup. Ready? Use the trimmers. Okay. And let's do just this part here. All right. Ophir asks, Alex, can you go shorter on top? So my plan for the year of 2026 was to do all of the guards for the buzz cuts in order. So I started with the half guard, and then I went number 1 guard, and then 1.5, 2, 3, and today I'm on number 4 guard. And I'm just gonna keep on going from 4 to 5 to 6 to 7, and then I'm gonna stop at 8. And then after that, it'll probably be around October area, or right around October. And then I'll figure out what other type of buzz cuts I want to do for the remainder of the year. But my goal was just to do literally every single guard for the buzz cut, just to give everybody an idea of what each one looks like. So that you have a better idea when you want to go and give yourself a buzz cut, which guard should you use? Which guard do you think would look best for you? So that's why I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it. Okay, but yeah, that's the lineup. I think it looks all right. Let's go ahead now and do the facial hair. Yeah, all right, cool. So that's the haircut. Let's do the facial hair now. This part will be relatively easy to do, nothing insanely difficult. A little tedious because it's going to take a while, especially with the full shaver, because I've got really thick hair and a lot of it. I'm going to go in now, use my trimmer to remove all of the hair on my face, including my mustache, and then I'll use the foil shaver to make it nice and baby smooth. So this will probably be the first time you guys have ever seen me completely shaven. It's the first time I'm gonna see myself completely shaven in like, how old am I? 30? In like 10 years. Okay, that looks fine. Let's do it. Okay, so let's go in now with the trimmers and let's cut everything off. Let me clean off my hands and the trimmer. That's a clean buzz and beard. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It'll look even cleaner when I finish the actual shaving part. We're getting there. It's not difficult, it just takes a little bit of time. Let me clean off my hands and my shirt. We're almost there. Just a little bit further. Okay, let me do the bottom part of my neck. All right, now it's mustache time. What's this say? Wow, I just finished cutting my hair. I entered YouTube. I find you live. Tell me if you want to see my haircut. Yeah, sure. Why not? I might grow a beard trim and maintenance for new YouTube ideas. Fix the hairline. The hairline's fine. My hair in the front, it like curves inward naturally. So It's nice and straight. The problem is my hair likes to curve inward. It likes to point. So that's why it might look like it's not even. Okay, let's do the mustache. Time to look like a teenager again. Oh, this is literally the last. I haven't done this. Wow. Since I was in high school. I haven't seen my face since high school. This is crazy. That's crazy, man. Wow. Literally, it's been like, I don't even know, 12, 14 years. It's been a long time. I've literally, since I've started growing facial hair, I literally have never shaved my mustache. It was just always something that I was just like, I'm just going to keep it. And I've always kept it at a certain length, but I've never shaved it like this. But wait, there's more. Now I gotta use the floor shavers to make it nice and smooth. Wow, that's so funny. All right, let's do it. Let's give it a go. So now I'm gonna take like 10 minutes to go in with the floor shavers because this is probably the hardest part. It takes forever. Just using the floor shavers to clean everything up, make it nice and smooth. Yeah, this part just takes a while, so I apologize in advance. Opa, see how thick my hair is so thick? It's like jamming it. Alright, well, the mustache is nice and clean. Yeah. Bruh, this is taking forever. Yo, it's so weird. I don't know what it is. It's like do I look like more pale with my facial hair off, I just look like a ghost. It looks so weird. It looks like I don't even have like a mouth. Where's my mouth? Something looks weird. I don't recognize myself. Okay, before I continue, let me clean off the inside here. Man. All right, just to do the right side now. This side feels pretty good. I can clean this up a little bit too. Now we do the right side. My hair is so thick. I'll be here forever. Hey, KK says, should have kept the facial hair, bro. You look like Brian Koberger? I don't know who that is. Who's Brian Koberger? Koberger, yeah. Squatchfoot says, oh snap, clean shaven. Yeah, man. Yeah, I look like a ghost. Let's see. This is a good question. Kelsey says, I've never seen you with clean shaven. Me neither. It's been over 10 years. Life in 360 says, did you use any products to grow such perfect beard or it's genetics slash age? Yeah, I'd probably say it's the latter. It's most likely genetics and also age, right? I'm 30 years old, so I believe my facial hair is fully grown in and developed, right? My facial hair didn't fully grow in until I was probably like 27, give or take, right? Especially by the lips right here in the corners. So probably like 27 is when I think my facial hair fully grew in. And then yeah, I think genetics is probably a big part of it, right? I'm Greek, so Greeks are quite hairy people, and so I think that's part of it. Plus, I think the things that I eat, the sleep that I get, the fact that I work out 6 days a week, I'm physically fit, healthy. I'm sure my testosterone levels are good. All that seems to add into a good, play a factor, I'd say. But I think genetics and age are probably the biggest percentage. And then I can do a little bit more on the bottom, but that's pretty much it. That is the look. Let me show you guys a little 360. Your boy looks like, I don't know, I look weird. Definitely need the longer hair back to do the clean shaven beard, that's for sure. So here's the back. Left side. Right side. And then the front. Yeah. So this is the number 4 guard. Buzz cut taper fade. And says, oh my gosh, no beard. Yeah, crazy, right? Now what I need to do is actually apply some of my Organobalm, but I'll do that after I wash my face. So yeah, as of right now, I'll go in and use one of my products here, Organobalm, which is my moisturizing balm. I'll just go in right now. After I finish cleaning up, I'll wash my face and then apply this all over my beard and just make it nice and soft and smooth. Give it some nice moisture because I've had a beard for so long. I'm sure it's a little bit drier than, it should be. So after I clean my face, I'll go ahead and apply some product. And yeah, make my skin nice and soft and moisturized. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Any questions that you might have, let me go through the chats here. I'm sure I missed a bunch of them. But just answer some of these questions and then I'll head out so you guys can enjoy your Saturday. Let's see. Choo. Sai says, yo, good stream. Appreciate it, man. I don't know how long you were here for, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. Let's see. I answered that one. Mark says, dang man, I watched your haircuts, but I need a 0 cut now because of hair loss. It's 0 cut. Let's see. Bane says, I want to learn a taper. Yeah, well, you're in the right spot. If you want, you can go, as soon as I'm done live streaming, you can go, I don't know, maybe later today or tomorrow, go to my YouTube channel and find the live stream tab and then rewatch today's live stream. And you'll learn exactly how to do the taper fade, just like I did it today. I'm new, but I'll leave a follow. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Let's go over on the, what's it called? Instagram here. Shahir asked, have you ever done a high taper? I've done a bunch of high tapers. Usually I'll do a high taper when I have buzz cuts like this. And the half guard buzz cut that I did a few months ago was a high taper. Actually, no, sorry, it wasn't a high taper, it was a high fade. High tapers? No, I haven't done high tapers. High fades, yes. Yeah, high tapers, no, I don't think that a high taper wouldn't really look that right. Unless I had long hair, I don't think it would look too good. Let's see. Ro Cohen, Alex, I do a buzz cut. It's so bad. What do you mean? How'd you mess up a buzz cut? There's only a couple steps. Bro looks 18. Yeah, that was the goal. Trying to shave back some years, right? Let's see. Choo. Clean shaven. Good call shaving off the mustache. Yeah, dude, it's been over 10 years since I've seen what my actual face looks like, completely clean shaven. So I'm actually literally seeing it for the first time, just like you are in who knows however how many years. Very long time. Let's see. Any other ones that I missed on Instagram here? LOL, I want to see the cut process, not you shaving your face. Yeah, just go over to YouTube. The live stream's there. Everything's always recorded on YouTube, and then actually, when the Instagram live stream's done, it's posted on Instagram as well. So there's actually two places that's actually being saved. So Instagram and YouTube both save the live streams. Let's see. I think that's fine for now. If I just keep scrolling, it's just going to say a million people joined. Uh, let's see. Hot shower or cold shower after the cut? I don't do cold showers. I don't do hot showers either. I just kind of find the medium in the middle. Just do warm. Yeah, I'm a big warm shower guy. I don't do hot showers because I've got dry skin. So if I do hot showers, it'll make my skin even more dry. And then I think if I did cold, it would probably do the same thing. Let's see. Try a shorter hair on top. Maybe when I finish going through all the different guards for the buzz cuts, I'll go back to like my favorite buzz cut, which is probably like a number 1.5 guard, and then I'll do one of those toward the end of the year. Try number 2 on top, 0 sides and back. Number 2 on top, 0 on the sides and back. So completely bald. That's an interesting one. Why did you cut your hair, bro? Because I needed it. I needed that fresh cut. I8QQF says, "Dang, what's that?" I don't know, man. I don't. I look like an imposter. Who is this fake Alex Kouras? He's an imposter. Thank you, brother. Your videos are useful. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. It means a lot. Tudo bem com você? All right, I think you said good job. Thank you. Have you tried a super short buzz cut? Yeah, I've done the half guard buzz cuts. If you go back in my YouTube channel, I literally did a buzz cut where my hair on top was this thick. So literally 1.5 millimeters in length. And then I did a high fade, so it was all bald up until like right here. And then just 1.5 millimeters on top. Oh, nice. You have the styling product? Cool, man. What product do you use? Give us a raised eyebrow look. Like Dwayne, like The Rock. That's funny. Let's see. Have you done an eyebrow slit? I haven't. No, I haven't. I'm not really a big fan of it, to be honest. Not really a big fan. I see why people do it. It gives it like a really edgy look, but no, I haven't done it. Let's see. Choo. Since you've already cut so much, why don't you go all the way? Well, my hair has already grown back quite a bit. Yeah, today was the number 4 guard. It's quite a distance from the 1.5. I struggle to cut hair from the back. Yeah, Ozzy, if you want, I have my self haircut course. It's completely free on YouTube. So it's in a free unlisted playlist on my YouTube channel. All you have to do is just go to any of my videos on YouTube. In the bottom of the description, there's an unlisted link. And in there is the entire self-haircut course, as well as like the PDFs and whatnot. You can find also in like the description of the playlist. So if you need help cutting the back of your head, I highly recommend you check that one out. Right? The course used to be $200 for many years, and then since I created my hair brand Kouras, right, my product brand for my moisturizing balm, my hairstyling products, I've been able to sponsor the course and make the course completely free for all of you guys. And if you want to show some love and support, by all means, you can check out my products as well. Here's just a few of them to give you an idea of what they look like. Right, these are my products. The brand is called Kouras. We've got hairstyling products. These are just the high hold and low hold. And then my moisturizing balm, this is the frankincense essential oil moisturizing balm. So if you want to show some love, show some support, check out my brand, and then check out the course too. It's free. Put those back. You bought the clay. Okay, cool. So you got organic clay. Nice, man. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I love organic clay. It's definitely my favorite one. It's a little firm to take out at first because there's like an oxidation layer. But once you break that oxidation layer and get underneath, it becomes really nice and it feels great in your hair too. It looks great in your hair too. Let Alex's would you box? I don't know what that means. Would I box? Oh, all right, let's see. I think that's it. Your eye color is so pretty. Appreciate it. Thank you. Might be the lights. It's deceiving. The lights are deceiving. SpongeBob says, SpongeBob Diddy Pants. That's a hilarious name. Why'd you shave? Probably just because I felt like it. It's been a long time. I've had a bunch of people ask me to do it before, and I've just always not wanted to do it. So I just figured, why not? Why not give it a shot? See what I look like, right? I probably won't do it too often, but yeah. I haven't seen myself clean shaven in over 10 years, so I figured why not just see what I look like again. All right, I think that's it. I don't think there's any last questions before I go. That seems to be all of them that I can see right here. Okay. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's self haircut, learned a lot. Again, it was the number 4 guard buzz cut taper fade. In 2 weeks, I'll probably do number 5 guard, some sort of other fade. If you guys want to leave some, I guess, suggestions, feel free to do so. And yeah, check out my brand, Kouras. If you have really dry skin, our moisturizing balm is great. All of my products are 100% all natural. They have 6 to 7 ingredients, depending on whether it's the hairstyling product or the moisturizing balm. There's only 6 to 7 ingredients. They're 100% all natural. I use them pretty much daily, and they work really, really well. So yeah, check it out and show some love. Guess says, what's your height? I'm 5'8". All right, last question. Dionysus says, thanks for your videos. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for joining. Do you have aloe vera gel? Aloe vera, honestly, dude, I think aloe vera is kind of, it's just like a name thing, right? I don't think it's as effective and efficient as my product. And I think my product has done a good enough job in my body because my skin's pretty rough. My product's done such a great job with it that I have no interest in using aloe vera. Yeah, the thing is too with aloe vera, it's a very wet ingredient. So in order for it to have a long shelf life, you would have to add some sort of like shelf stabilizer, preservative, which most preservatives are synthetic and made out of chemical trash ingredients, right? Ingredients that I don't want on my skin. So it's like you have to put aloe vera and then a bad ingredient just to preserve its shelf life, which I'm not willing to sacrifice. So that's why I use shea butter instead, because shea butter is better, in my opinion. Humble opinion. But yeah, if it works for you, aloe vera, great. But for me, I prefer the unrefined shea butter better, and my product with the ingredients and mixtures that I've created. But all right, guys, thanks so much for joining. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great rest of your Saturday. God bless, and I'll see you next week. All right, take care. Bye bye.